The following program is rated TV MALV. It contains strong language, violence, and nudity. It is intended only for mature audiences.
How many Taco Bell stackers can we eat?
I think I'm going to go for 12 this time. I think I could do about 15.
I think I can do about 23, just to make it even. Got the Taco Bell stackers in this bag. It's heavy too. It almost ripped. Just finished my 15th one. This is my last one. I don't think I can make it past 30. Nachos for a little break.
Slowing down back there?
Yep, I got you. After 17 stackers and 5 burritos. All right, my goal was what, 23? I got 30, so I think that's an accomplishment.
Mine was 12. I got 14 stackers down, 3 quesadillas, and 10 tacos.
Wow.
My goal was 15 stackers, and I had 17 stackers.
Take the
Yo, it's your boy Tanner Black. Today is Saturday, December 6, 2025. This show is gonna be called Saturday Night BS. Just want BS around. If y'all wanna link is pinned on the regular YouTube. If y'all wanna come around and talk some shit, this is random. Just some things on my mind and everything, you know. So this stuff I didn't get to on the fish fry. So we got Toyota got a new sports car, like Halo car that's coming out. It's called the the GRGT and GRGT3. I'm gonna show that. We got Indian rapper, which is actually pretty dope. He goes in on the whole scamming stuff. We got Temple did a video and prayers to Temple, like somebody came to his house and opened fire in his house and stuff, man, with his kids in there. It was a little scary situation, but I don't know if his kids were in there or not. But prayers up to him, his family, everything. Everything okay, apparently, but it was just a little scary situation over there. He living in Virginia, West, the DMV area. So we got that. A little bit more of the Brian McKnight story. We didn't finish last night, but I'm gonna start off with this car, which I think is badass. Do this.
This was a press shop, and as some all the way back in 1967, the spirit of invention that was born here is now reborn as the Inventor Garage of Woven City, a facility for creating the future. Now today will be a celebration not only of invention, but of something I know we all love. A celebration of the car. The excitement, the thrill, the love for speed, all things I think everyone in this...
If y'all don't know, I'm a big car head. At World CP3, I'm watching the game too. It's on the TV right now. I'm a big car head, man. I have I just purchased a 2024 Mustang GT California Edition. I love it. Again, I'm trying to get used to the car a little bit still, but Yeah, so far so good. So this is music in my ears. Like I love like hearing about new cars, new sports cars especially. I'm a big sports car fan. Like my dream car is a 68 Fastback, you know, Eleanor. But hey, there's a little bit about myself.
Room, and everyone watching online shares a passion for. But as with many things in life, a story of strength begins with a story of what's called in Japanese, kuyashisa. It's a strong word, but the nearest is humiliation. And I want to tell you all about this from two viewpoints. Now, I've been working as a designer here for 36 years. And I can honestly say that as a designer, there's nothing more painful than being told that what you've put your heart and soul into is boring.
Yeah.
14 years ago, at Pebble Beach in America, that's exactly what happened. When Akio was told on his visit there, Lexus is boring. That feeling of humiliation was a turning point.
I'm not gonna lie to you, like Toyotas in general, since like the old school Supra, like when I went to go buy my car, the salesman had a Supra. It looks cool now, but it's like a BMW. So like they needed to do a refresh for real. Like I remember when they had I remember the Celica was badass. It was Supra was the top of the line. But Celicas, then you had like the rally style Corollas and stuff like that.
It became a source of determination. After that, Akio stood up and made a promise. No more boring cars. So when we went to consult with him about how we should present this car at Pebble Beach this year, you know, his answer was very simple. Just put it out there. Let it speak for itself. And that's exactly what we did. With no explanation, we let people form their own opinions. And I'm pleased to share that at Pebble Beach this year, there wasn't one person who said that Lexus was boring. To be innovative, adventurous, original, to help our customers discover this is what Lexus is born to do. And with this car, we wanted our customers to discover a new level of sensory immersion. The vehicle behind me has meant big breakthroughs, dramatic proportions, packaging innovation. Just look at the stands. The rear view, it's just beautiful. And it's all under 1200 millimeters in height. For any sports car, this is a huge challenge and a huge accomplishment. And when
hey, CP3, that was a little cheap shot though on the rear. Oh no, that's clean. That's clean. Never mind, that's clean.
Car's finally finished. It'll answer Akio's last request, and that is to completely redefine the sound of an electric sports car. Now, we designed this car to really speak for itself, but that's not simply by chance.
Let me see something.
Because the car you see
What's up,
here
Mr. Chicago?
owes its existence to another story. And that brings me to the second tale of humiliation, this time on the racetrack. Now, I remember Akio telling me that Nürburgring 20 years ago, he had an experience that he couldn't forget. It wasn't about being overtaken. It wasn't about not coming first. Rather, that he could see other manufacturers were prioritizing racing. They were using the occasion to nurture not only new technology and new products, but to nurture the people who make them.
All right.
Camouflage prototypes of cars never seen before being put through their
dash filled with tech, new cars on deck, out with the old, in with the gold.
I'm gonna skip a little bit. So the GR GT is supposed to be a V8 twin turbo. Put Mendoza back in there. Yeah, the Lexus is gonna be electric, but everything else is gonna be V8. Which is crazy here, a Japanese company making.
What do you think
V8s
about
again.
these? The GR-GT and its race car sibling, the GR-GT3, will be joined by the all-new Lexus LFA concept here to form the sports car apex for both Lexus and GR. All from one race-bred platform, true to GR's promise of pushing the limits for better and contributing to the entire Toyota group. And all part of Akio's promise of no more boring cars. Now, the GT3 category, where the story of these three cars begins.
I'm not gonna lie, they look nice. I like the GT. That look nice. So yeah, that's what they reveal. I don't want to get in detail. I want to, if he does get in detail, and say exactly what's on it. All right, I'm gonna let it play a little bit longer.
Is all about making cars for people who want to win, for professionals and also privateer racers. For everybody, it all starts with speed. Without speed, there's nothing. For the GR GT3 race car, 4-liter V8 twin-turbo engine, completely rigid aluminium space frame, an incredibly low center of gravity.
Oh, you got to catch that.
State-of-the-art aerodynamics. All the critical elements are in place. But speed in itself is not everything. The race is much more than the home straight. And the real art is how you control that speed. In a real-life situation, as our master driver Morizo likes to say, it all comes down to kaiwa, the conversation between driver and car. The GT3 is engineered to give you confidence in.
You know what? It kind of reminds me. Now I know it's different companies and everything, but like one of my favorite cars, especially back in the Gap when like I used to play Gran Turismo 3 and stuff. One of them was the Mitsubishi 3000 GT VR4, I believe. I'll come up. Yeah, it got the same type of layout almost. It's kind of eerie, man.
All situations, to feel reassured that the conversation, even at the limits, in the severest of the situations, it's all about the car, giving you the feedback that you need to guide you in making split-second decisions. Fluent communication, knowing how the car will respond so that there are no misunderstandings. Bringing out the best in your abilities.
I wonder what it's going to do in
so
the
you can push the car and yourself
ring or whatever
even further. The GR-GT speaks to both types of driver, the professional driver and the recreational driver. Whether that's two different people or you and your alter ego.
I like the front end too. That's
now
nasty.
An integral part of any conversation with a car is sound. Not only during acceleration, but deceleration and braking. To understand the importance of this, look no further than 30 minutes drive from here to Fuji Speedway and the transition from the home straight. This may be the first time put off. V8 ever made. Circuit ready. Visions is generation. These cars from the Toyota 2000.
Yeah. I don't think they're gonna do a sound. I got a sound right here. How it sounds. They did an Instagram. It's like a V8. Let's go for I believe the Corvette got like a 4-liter V8. The base Corvette got like a 4-something-liter V8. So that thing gonna go because it has a trans. It's just like the Mustang GT where they got a trans axle in the back. Like that car doesn't have like trunk space. Like the back seat is a trunk, and super like crazy fast. And it got like active exhaust and stuff. It's like a $300,000 car base. So yeah. They showed that. We go on something else. This was hilarious to me.
Bro, do I redeem? Yes, you know. Brown boy drip from head to toe. Scam a lot to get the racks. I'll fix your modem. I got the hacks. Yeah, I want to live it up. I want to live my life. Baby mama mad, but she just love my height. Working every day. Yeah, I don't sleep at night. Plug on the line set. Just waiting. That's why. Do not redeem.
Do not redeem.
Do not redeem.
You got short at 7-Eleven. This is crazy.
My baby mama calling, says she needs some money. Curry too spicy, add a spoon of sweetie honey. FaceTime scamming with the VPN running. DVS dancing while my pockets keep stacking. Yeah, yeah.
Let me see if I got anything else on what you call it. Let's see. Yeah. All right. I'll get back on the Brian McKnight situation. Venus, in here, you come on in here. I think we was like right there.
Help them to become the men that they were supposed to be.
Right.
Even though they were fully grown adults.
24 and 21. Here's your place. Now all your friends come over there. Be creative. You have all these people staying with you. Have them pay some rent. $100 here, whatever you have to do while you guys can get your music off the ground. They had produced a record at my house. It was out. It was doing well. My whole team put them at the Roxy on Sunset.
Yep.
They start doing live gigs. Not 50 people showed up the first time. The second one, maybe 75, 100 people showed up.
So at this point,
they're 26 and 23 by then, right? But we're getting married.
Yeah.
I'm leaving to go out of the country, and I get detained because
the
they're looking for him.
Yeah.
And we have the same name.
Yep.
One of the bad problems that happened to
Junior. He now has 2 from that same girl. And Leilani and I and her mother, we had sat them down and said, listen, what are y'all going to do? You got to get together. Well, she says to me, well, he told me you
interception.
As a grown man?
CP3.
When the second one comes,
Indiana ain't playing with y'all.
He comes and tells me that he just happened to be over there and she raped him.
Wait.
And I'm like,
wait.
He comes and tells me that he just happened to be over there and she raped him. And I'm like, what? What is happening? This is where we are now?
What?
So we go ahead and get married in a fairy tale ceremony. I'm gonna give you all the video so you can see it. About 6 months later, the oldest calls me. He's like, listen, I don't have a place to stay. Can me and my new girlfriend come live with y'all for a while?
Both of them?
Mm-hmm.
So this isn't even the original girl?
No.
Wow.
As a father, I had to put my foot down because if I give in to this again, I said, no, you're going to have to figure this out. You're now 26, 27 years old. You got these 2 kids you're not taking care of.
Yeah.
You got this woman who now he has another baby with. Now
So he's a 2-time baby daddy.
Yeah. So he's got this. And it's not about the baby daddy.
And I'm just, that's
it's
just
about,
Yeah, that cute. It's one of the problems when you give your kids everything. I've seen, like, I had classmates like that, like their parents gave them everything, and they just take advantage of it, you know. And like the parents don't want to lose the kids and stuff, because like they'll do the whole guilt trip fiasco. I used to hear, like, man, what, you know, and I had to distance myself from them just because I was raised better than that, you know. I got a lot of stuff I want, but like it was on some. I had to go and do something. I had to make myself a what's up, Phoenix? I had to make myself a asset, not a liability, you know. I was always taught that if it wasn't for my mama or for my kinfolks and stuff, like, I always make yourself a asset. So my thing was like, I taught myself a lot about computers, like, and I had friends I could kind of, you know, iron sharpen iron type situation, right? So that was one of the things I learned that I could always help out there. I mean, washing cars, helping granny and auntie and all them with their computers and stuff. It helps that my family on my dad's side ran multiple businesses. So like, if their computer go out, because like I was the one that knew, okay, yeah, you're gonna need this, you're gonna need that. All right, I do quickens or whatever. I knew how to work the quickens and everything. And, you know, I made myself available. You know, made myself like an asset. If I learned how, my mom, for Christmas, can't never forget. I think it was like Christmas '98. My mom got me a DVD burner, one, you know, for my computer, and yeah, I started learning how to you know, make little mixtapes here and there, little stuff like that. Like, always make yourself an asset to the situation. So I don't get the whole just sit on your ass and wait until your parents do something and this and that. Cause like, if I didn't like push the issue in some one way, you know, or another or whatever, and say, hey, this, you know, this, I need this to do this, and I could be able to make money doing this. If I didn't do that, like, I probably wouldn't get it, you know, in some cases. Now, yeah, I mean, I was a kid, I did get stuff like, you know, video games and everything while I was young and everything. But like, I had to like figure out a way to get my own games in a lot of cases. And you know, you become resourceful when you want stuff, you know. That's why you don't never give your kid, especially your sons, like, you'll be surprised what one to have good things would do to a young man, to get him to start thinking about like ways to hustle, ways to make himself valuable to the situation. You'd be surprised.
It's just
you got to take care of your business. I'm not here to take care of. I got my own stuff. I got to deal with.
Yeah.
Take care of it. So now he's having to deal with things on his own, and that's when, in 2019, when we decided to leave LA, he goes on his Instagram and tells everyone that he was abandoned, that I abandoned him and his brother. Abandoned.
Yeah.
Strong word.
Strange things happen when you cook over fire. Family members suddenly emerge, laughing.
And let me say this. I just have to say this because I was having a conversation and a girl overheard, and I said, yeah, I'm gonna go talk to Brian McKnight, and I want to get his perspective and his words And the girl was like, no, because he abandoned his kid. And I'm like, wait a minute. You don't even know.
That's another thing, man. Like, ladies, real talk. Sometimes tough love is the order of the day. Sometimes tough love is the order of the day, right? And the whole point of the abandonment of kids, just hearing that statement is gonna trigger people. Gonna think that these kids are little, small. He just say, I don't want to deal with them no more type of stuff. But try to it's always better to try to see the whole picture before judging and putting your little 2 cents in and everything like that in cases like that, because there's a lot of sorry kids. There's a lot of sorry fathers. There's a lot of sorry mothers. There's a lot of sorry families in general. We don't know what's really going on. And just, you know, some of these kids need to, you know, bump their head a little bit so they get their stuff together. I had to get my stuff together at one point in time. Like, I remember, like, when I was in a dating scene, I was dog with it. Then I had to like sit down. Like, I had to sit down. Like, man, do I really want to just be 40 years old at the club? You know, do I really want to be that you know, the player life is cool now, it's fun, you know, but then like that's somebody's daughter, you know what I'm saying? That's somebody's sister. So I don't know, just, you know, I was raised missionary Baptist, so I mean I know better than what I was doing, and so I was like, man, like, okay, I want my kids to have grandparents. I want my kids to know, like with the history lessons we learned from family reunions, which is crazy. Like, both family reunions. Like, I want them to know and understand, like, what type of cloth they came from. You know what I mean? What type of roots they came from. They're like, we're not victims. And like, that's basically what I plan to do. And that's why I was like really into, like, when I dated. You know, first of all, I started working on myself, number one. Then when I dated with a purpose. Like, you had like, I wanted to see how the person is, like, as in if they're good or not and everything, you know. And that's how I ended up getting my wife right now, and we going on, oh shit, 13 years. Damn, I just know that's crazy, 13 years. But hey, a little bit more.
You going based off of do you not want to hear it from all sides first before you come to this conclusion? Mm-hmm. But see, this is why guys are so bitter. And this is my opinion. I know I'm interviewing you, but this is my opinion. This is why guys are so bitter, because anybody can spin a narrative and then it completely, you know, try to ruin your reputation that you've spent a lifetime building. And instead of us having these grown men hold themselves accountable and take care of their business and take care of their kids, now they basically are baby boy. It's baby boy. It's literally baby boy all over again. And it aggravates me because they've benefited from you, but haven't really lived up to any expectations whatsoever.
None.
Yep. And going with the whole the bitter dude thing, I got a video from Tim Pool, and I'm going to I might have to put the overlay up because I think they do flag and stuff a little bit. I'm gonna put the overlay up so it won't. Let's see if I can find it. Dang.
Barry is upset with Gavin Newsom. See, there was a bill that would guarantee health care, or at least require insurance companies to provide health care for menopausal, and I think it's called perimenopausal women, like they're going through these symptoms. Well, Newsom vetoed the bill. And for this,
won't get on that. Let me see if I can go to the story he was talking about.
Order is breaking down. Now, it's not just this Halle Berry feminism thing. Take a look at this from the New York Times. Did liberal feminism ruin the workplace? And if so, can conservative feminism fix it? Well,
So this story is basically gonna go break down the bit what Me Too pretty much did to the workplace and colleges and the whole nine, right? And it adds on to the bitterness a lot of dudes have when it comes to the opposite sex, which I don't subscribe to. I love the opposite sex. I'm not gonna be bitter about a couple bad, the defense, a couple bad apples or whatever. And I'm not gonna get like sucked in on the whole social media narratives and stuff like that. But like a lot of people have. And I couldn't imagine dating right now, man. Like legit, I couldn't imagine being, doing the whole dating scene type stuff. But here we go.
Friends, no, I don't think so. I think the issue is feminism it's not congruent as we describe it today with modern society. So we don't need you to autoplay anything, you garbage New York Times.
Bullshit.
But I appreciate they're finally writing this, and people are starting to wake up to what's really going on. Let me read this for you. I also have an essay where maybe it's fake, but it's an essay.
That essay is crazy because he's talking about the college situation.
It's published online that got a lot of attention from someone claiming to be a female gender studies professor and talking about how they're having an emotional breakdown because men are basically saying, we don't want to do anything with women because y'all are nuts. Guys are scared of going to jail, having their reputations destroyed. They can't be in the same room as women because they'll get accused. Heavens me. That's where we're at today. And if the issue is an accusation is enough to destroy you, guys are like, I ain't going to spend any time alone with anyone. Now, before we get into all that.
Yeah. And see, hey, a little bit, put everything in context. I heard a lot of this out of my little gaming buddies where they just basically disenchanted with even dating stuff and just in general, the whole social media scene and everything. They just like, nah, I'm not. They don't even try, which is crazy to me because, like, yeah, I'm pretty much a nerd and everything, but like I still went out there and made myself available to the opposite sex. So it just looked, different how different generations dealing with this.
And my friends, we got a great sponsor for you today. It is Beam Dream. Go to shop, fan of Beam Dream. I've been drinking it. Amazing. For those that don't, before bed, and I go to sleep.
This coffee is good.
Sleep like a rock. Wake up today. Dream cyber ever. And I.com/Tim Trump. That.com/Timcast. Get it while you can. Get it now. Get the discount. Let's get back to the story. Here's the New York Times. They say, Ross Duthot, below is an edited transcript of an episode, Interesting Times, says men and women are different. That is a core premise of conservatism in the age of Trump, that liberalism and feminism have come to grief by pretending that the sexes are the same. But what does that difference really mean? Should the right be trying to roll back the entire feminist era? Yes. Anyway, he goes on to say, or is there a form of conservative feminism that corrects liberalism's mistakes? My guest this week, Helen Andrews and Layla Bresco-Sargent, are both conservative writers, critics of feminism.
By the way, this is the reason why I'm going through this. I'm showing this. I'm playing this video. We tend, as a black community, in some sectors of the black community, I should say, not all, but some sectors, they tend to follow some of the aspects of mainstream when it comes to, like, I remember when the big talking point was toxic masculinity or calling somebody toxic and this and that. And like I used to laugh at it because like I never heard a man call something inappropriate. Like that was usually a HR lady or some teacher, your teacher or your mom telling you, oh, that was so inappropriate. You see what I'm saying? Like dudes don't say toxic and inappropriate. And toxic, like, okay, that's what you're drinking might be toxic or it's poison, it's toxic. Yeah, in that context, yeah. But like if your behavior toxic, I've never heard a grown man or even I never heard a man call a boy, man, male, whatever you want to call it, call something toxic. That was all. like behavior wise. That was always like that was like some relationship shit, you know. Oh man, you gotta catch that. That gotta be like some something of that nature. Or HR, that's like an HR term, like, okay, your behavior is toxic. You need to work on your behavior, blah, blah, blah. That type of stuff, okay, I get that. That's like corporal speech. That's sensitivity training and stuff like that. Never heard a grown man call another grown man toxic. You know, that's just... So my point is, with saying that, is we tend to follow, believe it or not, what mainstream society is pushing when we'll have our own thing, but then sometimes we jump in and we do some like the taking too, that like some people take from us, we take a little bit, like for example the safe space thing, like that was safe space, ally, that was pretty much a community talking point, like, okay, yeah, it's we're dealing with a safe space. We need a safe space for such and such community or whatever. That was like a talking point they used. And then a lot of people in our community saying safe space, which is like crazy to me. So we have to, before we start talking about like cultural appropriation and this and that, we need to really talk about things we take. We take some of this stuff too. It's just the reality of it. And like, so that's basically why I'm going through this video. Because I'm pretty sure wow. That's interception.
But they have a very different view of what a right-wing politics of gender should look like. Indeed. Well, here's what I did. What do I have here? Okay, here it is. I pulled up a transcript of this essay from a women's studies professor.
Put this down. You gotta see this essay.
I don't know if it's real. I tried to find the source for it. I couldn't find the source for it. And that's why I transcribed it from a YouTube video. But it does speak to the perception. And the reason why I want to show you just some of this, and again, take it all with a grain of salt, is because I know that many of you will actually see things in here, especially you young men, where you will say, that's exactly what's happening. When I read through this, was listening to the transcription, and then read through it, I thought to myself, we like the answer. I thought to myself, not all of this I can prove to be true or correct, but a lot of it I've personally seen myself and is backed up by the data. So perhaps it's just fake internet stuff, as it always is. Take it with a grain of salt. Don't use this as a primary source, but anything in here, fact check and see if there's data to back up these claims. That being said, this essay was reportedly written by a 45-year-old professor of women's studies at a state university, spending 23 years creating spaces where women could speak without interruption. She goes on to say, she never screamed at men. She never insulted them. She thought that she was being reasonable and rational. It used to be that male students would occasionally challenge readings, create discussion, and mansplain, but at least engage. Now the 7 guys in my class of 30 just sit there. They take notes, they turn in assignments, they say nothing. She goes on to say that finally she went to someone and she asked him, saying, I noticed some of the men are participating. He does this weird smile that doesn't reach his eyes, says it's probably better if he just listens and learns, and thanks me for my time and leaves. Something about the interaction bothers me for days. She talks to a sociology department colleague. He gets this look on his face that he's been waiting for someone to notice something. Says he's been tracking enrollment and behavior patterns for a paper. Says male enrollment for courses taught by women has dropped by 17% over 6 years.
So I believe this number might be correct because there's a lot. I have nephews that they just going into doing like a trade and everything. They're not even trying to go to college. And the ones that try and go to college, they going into for sports or whatever. And they are being briefed like right now, like, hey, you know, this is what you don't do, this is what you don't do. So thing about us men, right? If we see somebody name get tarnished or losing this, losing that, we learn from other people. We that's how we socialize. We kind of learn from other people's mistakes or what not to do and everything. And if it's a large segment of people going off and purposely destroying people's lives over an allegation type stuff. Common sense will tell you they're gonna the men around that learns from that, they're gonna kind of, you know, kind of steer clear of the situation. So yeah, like people talk bad about the manosphere and like the red pill community and everything, you know, which is, I don't agree with 100% of what they're saying, but like I get why they exist. Like at one point I might have needed that red pill moment of like to get over something, then to become a better person and whatnot, right? So yeah, this doesn't surprise me, not one bit.
In courses specifically about gender, sexuality, or women's topics, male enrollment is down 32%. Participation rates among enrolled men down even more dramatically. Office hours visits from male students to female faculty down 41%. He shows me survey data he's been collecting. One survey response from a 23-year-old engineering student wrote, he wanted to take a class on gender and literature because the books are interesting. Decided against it because he couldn't risk saying the wrong thing, having it interpreted as threatening or ignorant, becoming an example of what not to do. A business major.
Yeah. The other part of that, when you start doing the words of violence and silences violence and all these little they talk about microaggressions, or if you sitting with your legs spread, you man spreading and all this BS. Yeah, like dudes not gonna want to be a part of that. I mean, unless they're a part of the community where they're gonna have some type of they have some leeway at that point. Oh, good defense. So yeah, that makes sense to me.
Described being interested in a female professor's research, wanted to ask about mentorship, but didn't because this is funny. He didn't want to put either of them in that position. He called it, like meeting with a professor was a dangerous situation to avoid. Of course it is. These young guys are going to get falsely accused, and they know it. Or something they do will be interpreted incorrectly.
Yep.
And they got to deal with it. And it's going to ruin their reputations and their lives.
And the large percentage of this is the bane of every American existence right now. It's the white liberal woman. Like every other demographic, we could pretty much coexist, chill, you know what I'm saying? Laugh at jokes, you know what I'm saying? Even laugh at racist jokes in some cases. Like I've heard some funny racist jokes, and I've made, you know, now I ain't made it, but like, you know, with your homeboy, like it was a skit on YouTube. I don't know if I can find it where oh yeah, let me find it. I'll find it. I'll make a perfect example of it. Let's see. Let me find that real quick. Let's see. See if I can find it. I don't know if I found it on. It might have been on Instagram. Yeah, it was on Instagram. Anyway, we had to go there.
She says it's one data set, but she pays attention. She notices her teaching assistant, a female grad student, gets way more questions during her office hours than she does. Male students line up to ask her things they could ask me, but they bring it to her. Trying to sound casual, she hesitates. Then admits male students have told her they feel more comfortable asking her questions. When she asks why, she seems more approachable or they don't want to bother me. University implements mandatory mentorship program for junior faculty. Department chair quietly tells me that 3 different early career men requested male mentors specifically. When pressed, they gave vague reasons about similar research interests. But their research interests aligned more closely with mine than with the men they requested. The chair looked tired When he told me this, like he's been managing these invisible tensions for a while. Go to department mixer, try to network with new male faculty hire. Conversation is polite, professional, and brief.
Watch this,
He
y'all.
positions himself so we're visible from multiple angles, doesn't step closer when the room gets loud and we can't hear each other, maintains this careful distance. It's deliberate. Contrast it with how he talks to male colleagues, the relaxed, laughing, and standing close. The ease of it. Yeah. Every boss, every new hire, every young...
Yeah, dudes gotta be very careful with women in the workplace, real talk. Like, you gotta be really careful. Because like even slight jokes with your friends or whatever, it's people that will go out and just listen to people's conversations just to have an issue, you know. So you gotta be real careful. Now, I mean, I'm blessed to have a job where a lot of people are pretty much of the same. I ain't gonna say same ilk, but like. A lot of people have a sense of humor at my job. We don't have no like busybody trying to, you know, do that type of stuff. I mean, it's hard to do. Yeah, it's hard to do that when you are busy like all the time, you know. Okay. So yeah, but a lot of jobs, man, you don't have that.
Gen Z guy knows that if I put it like this, because we talked about it for years. Let me give you the scenario, ladies and gentlemen. A guy walks in to his office and he sees another guy in a slick new suit and he's dropped weight. He's been working out, his arms are bigger, and he goes, "Whoa, Jim, looking good, brother. You lose weight? You've been working out? That outfit is fantastic. My man's got swagger and style. You're looking great, brother." Pats him on the shoulder and says, "Whatever you're doing, keep it up." No problem there, right? Maybe a little gay, but not really, you know? Okay, let's try a woman. There's Janet. She lost some weight. She's wearing a very nice dress. And the man walks in and goes, "Whoa, Janet, looking good. You lose weight? Wow, that outfit. Looking gorgeous." Pats her on the shoulder.
Ooh,
Bro, that guy's
appearance.
getting fired in 2 seconds. He's going to be accused of sexual harassment like that. Ain't no way a guy's going to do that. Bro, in sports, guys pat each other on the butts. Good luck. Co-ed NFL. Yeah, everyone's going to be hiding in the corner. So here we go. The essay goes on saying, rates of young men reporting having no close friends is up dramatically. Emotional isolation metrics through the roof. Cross-cultural data showing this pattern across...
By the way, this is really hitting up hard in the white community, where that's what that's how you get the incel situation, right? Because like if they can't talk to their own women, man, like that's gonna have a down effect down the line, because like dudes talk at all races, especially when they oh my god, especially when they like of a certain age and they they play sports and they it's co-mingling type situation, right? So like I mean, I don't know, man. It's just that's a hill they're gonna have to they're gonna have to do something on that side, man, for real. Like, thank God, man, like it never got as bad. The Me Too situation never got as bad in our community compared to other communities. Like a black man could legit talk to a black woman in a public setting without being called a creep and everything, especially in the South. I can't speak for like other areas, but in the South, like you could be cordial. Now it's a time and place. Like if she on her phone, she walking fast, you trying to get it. Yeah, that's gonna be a little weird, but like you could still, like if you like in a public place, like let's say you at Barnes & Noble. I know Barnes & Noble might be dated, or Starbucks, and then so you could make a joke and that it could be a laugh, it could be a chill moment in that situation, and nobody thinking like you crazy or anything like that. Now I can't speak for the West Coast, I can't speak for the up north, I can't speak for the East Coast. I can speak for the South in that case, because like I could really, I mean, to be very anecdotal, I can speak for Texas. Now, I don't know about any other place in the South. I don't know about Georgia. I don't know about how Florida get down. It might be different. But in Texas, I mean, people still kind of chill. Like, as long as you're just not weird looking or something crazy,
Multiple Western countries. Find research about men's support groups. The conversation's happening there. Themes of fear, withdrawal, calculated risk avoidance. They describe every interaction with women as potential threat to their education, career, reputation. Describe the running cost-benefit analysis of simple human.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The best companion for your fantasy team is Fantasy View. Track stats while you watch live NFL games with YouTube TV.
Interaction. I should publish this full essay. I think I will. I think I'll post it on X or something for people to read. And I want to stress, I have not been able to vet this. I don't know who wrote it. It was in a video where an AI voice was reading it from a 4chan green.
Yeah, you probably don't need to. Yeah, it might be an AI stuff right there. Let's see. Yeah, it might be AI stuff. Oh my God. Yeah, enough of that. Enough of that. Let me show y'all this. Let me get this. This might be a good time here. That's crazy, man. Make me want to make my eggnog. I might even make this a drop.
I hope you don't think that you're going to get any of this cookie.
Now you can hit the sheets of the streets. It don't make me no never mind. Now that's your bag, baby. You can go or you can come. Can you dig it?
I hope you don't.
Just like that, man. That's some player stuff right there. Man, Black Dynamite was hilarious. Let's see if I got some more stuff in my bag. Hold up, let me see. Let's see. You know what? I never went through. Let's see. No Jamaican gang. I never went through this video. Never went through this video right here.
When everybody tell you, oh, look at that deposition on the internet about David Taylor, his ministry is a cult, they are liars. I'll tell them to their face they're liars, and Jesus is going to tell them to their face when they stand before me. He's going to throw them into hell. I'm telling you.
So you don't see
this happened 3 months ago. I don't think I ever went through this. So I think it's proper to do this. Hold on, let me find it.
Close the doors for me for a quick moment.
that there's any problem when you're ministering to the poor, the sick, the needy, to be appearing in Louis Vuitton and Versace?
Well, that ain't something I purchase all the time.
No, it looks like you did several times. And
I mean, I'm a very frugal person when it comes to this. I go to the right places to get a lot of suits, and if I get some from those places, you don't see that.
You don't see. I don't see Macy's.
No, you don't see that. You know, because Macy's don't have the kind of suits that I wear.
And so y'all know I'm dressed down in my sweats and everything today. Yes, this is a Ferrari hat.
Man.
And you know, I saw it when we were in the Ferrari store. You have annuities, you have stocks, you have collectibles, valuables, golds.
This is my first time watching this video. It's crazy. He just flaunting it right now, man. It's crazy.
Silver. Some of you have land. Some of you got oil wells. You may have 20 oil wells, and God said, give the ministry 5 of them.
What? Why would that come out your mouth, dude? They missed that. That's strange. Why are you? Come on, man.
You don't have to just give in money. You need to give in possessions. Don't persecute me if you don't have it.
So, you want people to sign over things in a land for your ministry. Yeah, I don't know about that one. That's Jim Jones-ish. That's a little weird there.
All these people who's persecuting me said I'm a warlock and I'm teaching false doctrine are liars.
A few moments later.
Also breaking at noon, 2 pastors now facing federal charges in a $50 million labor and money laundering scandal linked to a Houston ministry.
Religion is supposed to save souls, not bankroll real estate empires. But this one dude right here used prayer calls, fake miracles, and, Jesus told me threats to build a $50 million scam machine. David E. Taylor is not a fringe preacher. He is a CEO of a cult. And now he is filing court. And I hope he goes to prison. And I hope all those properties are.
I need to look up this. I need to look up and see what actually happened with him. I think he did go to jail. Matter of fact, let me do that right now. He was out there out of Michigan, Phoenix. That's your people. Well, not your people, literally.
Taken from him. Let's break down how a so-called apostle ran a nationwide operation that looked less like a ministry and more like an organized crime syndicate. Let's get into it.
And tonight we are learning more about the nationwide FBI raids, including here in Central Florida, involving leaders of a church that appeared on televisions across the world. Good evening. I'm Greg Warman.
And I'm Martha Sigalski. Federal prosecutors say the leaders of the Kingdom of God Global Church used abuse tactics under the guise of religion to rake in millions of dollars. Channel 9's Nick Pampantonis was in Ocala today as FBI agents scoured just one of the many properties owned by the church.
There's more excitement around here than we've had since the wild pig.
Joseph Hildner said 5 loud booms woke this Ocala community Wednesday morning. A dozen FBI cars descending on this $2.6 million home. They did the same in North Carolina, Tampa, and 5 other properties across the U.S., arresting this man, David Taylor, the so-called apostle of the...
The so-called apostle.
So-called
David
crazy.
Taylor. I haven't seen him in a while. You guys are going to be seeing a lot of old clips. That deposition that's on YouTube was spectacular. Total fail.
2013 and 14, you spent over, GMMI spent over $30,000 in your clothes. Does that sound about right?
$30,000 in clothes?
What year was that?
13 and 14.
Oh, God, yes, because I was traveling so much. Yes, and sweating through all my clothes. Exactly.
Sweating through all your clothes. $30,000 worth? I don't think y'all understand how hard it is to spend $30,000 on clothes. Oh my God.
Exactly. That probably wasn't enough because just have so.
But they have to be top of the line expensive ones.
No, they're not top of the line clothes.
Louis Vuitton's not top of the line?
Those not where I get my suits from.
Well, you got something from them for spent thousands and thousands.
Well, the belts are more lasting, so that's good.
Come on, you're buying belts for $5,000?
No, I mean, okay. Multiple belts.
This guy is the OG scammer, using the Lord as a way to obtain ridiculous amounts of wealth, power, influence. You see right there, very interesting. The top of his head has the color, but looks like he is getting gray. He is getting older, obviously. But is this a surprise? Many people have used Christianity. I would say not even just Christianity. Many people have been using religion as a way to con people, to grift. And this is the OG grifter. I thought he was done, but I guess he was still out there making that money and things.
I don't like stories like this, but it needs to be exposed because that's just ridiculous. $30,000 worth of clothes is crazy number, man. Like damn, man, like I can imagine, like you would have to basically what you have to do to get to $30,000 of clothes. You would have to go on Go and find every outfit that's cost $10,000 a pop. Because you can't do that on Go. Now, I'm not gonna sit up and allow you on that. You can do that on Go real fast. If you really just sit that back and got, let's say you want to get a whole off-white fit or something like that. Ooh, good hit. You can't do that on Go now, but like still like that's not even practical for like even like millionaires won't even be doing that. Like they'll probably have a stylist, I don't know. It's just weird. I mean, you spending extra money on that is crazy.
Apparently, it just keep getting worse for him and the people that he took advantage of.
Kingdom of God Global Church.
Always restore to us the joy of your salvation.
This video post.
What? We want to check that out again.
Church.
Always restore to us the joy of your salvation.
This video posted to the church's Facebook page the night before the raid shows the emotional nature of Taylor's preaching, but agents say a system of cruelty hid behind the tears. They accused Taylor of running call centers out of these homes, unpaid staff cut off from the outside world, told to raise an unreachable amount of money in donations, and when they failed, Taylor deprived them of sleep and food.
This sounds like a cult.
Yeah,
this sounds like he made a sweatshop of call center workers, forcing them to do ungodly amounts of work to get no money. Because remember, this is about the Lord. This is about getting money, resources to help the church. And he just had a sweatshop in America. This was not a foreign country. This is in America. Slave labor. Them trying to get as much donations out of people, probably people who probably can't afford to even be donating in the first place.
You understand Mrs. Frazier to be destitute. And under those circumstances, are you willing to give Mrs. Frazier back some of her money?
Concerning her present circumstance, and I would love to do that if we had the money. Presently, we don't.
And he had them sitting there, and if they didn't get the right amount of money, which they said was unattainable, they deprived them of food.
So basically, his hustle was get that money right, and then buy a whole bunch of stuff so it won't be liquid money. It won't be liquid. So he or put it in some type of. Put it somewhere, so I was saying, I don't got it. So then, you got to sue him for it. Then he could use a PR campaign type stuff on whoever's suing him. Yeah, they try to steal money, blah, blah, the whole game.
Shelter, and then see right here, psychological abuse, forced repentance, lack of sleep, physical assault, and threats of divine judgment, which is probably the sickest part of everything, is if they can't raise enough money, somehow God is mad with them. That's extremely manipulative, disgusting.
Say since 2014, Taylor pocketed $50 million. A staff member at his Ocala house after the raid refusing to comment.
From bumper to bumper, just a black Suburban with opaque windows that you cannot see in or out of, and they were coming and going a lot.
They'll come to his ministry lured through promises of a free housing, free meals.
Pete Evans and Barry Bowen investigate religious fraud for the Trinity Foundation.
You know what's so crazy, man? Like, even on the Diddy documentary, they prey on people that want a shot. Like, a lot of the Diddy stuff, man, would have been prevented if it was just, like, wasn't cheap and wasn't, like, not paying people who did, like, a certain type of service for them or whatnot. You gotta pay your people, man.
And interviewed some of Taylor's staff. They pointed to his far-flung properties and constant attempts to get his viewers to call his church, like you see here, as red flags. They say it's a well-worn playbook.
They would believe he's closer to God than they are, and he feeds on people's ignorance.
Nick is joining us live here in the studio. Nick, they also arrested the church's executive director. How much time are each of them facing?
One of them faces 8 counts. That's the executive director. One faces 10 counts. It's 20 years per count and a lot in fines, including all the properties can be taken from them. I'm going to show you the scale of this operation here. They had...
Before they even get to that, it's not just the heat that there's people like him prey on ignorance. Yes, that's part of it. Many people are coming into religion or coming into these type of cults. They're missing something. There's a hole. There's something missing. And they think that this church, this grifter here is going to help fill that, give them a sense of identity, a sense of purpose. And the grifter, the scammer, use that void to take advantage of them, to tell them things, to make them feel good. And then once they are truly engulfed in the cult, the scammer will have supreme power over these people.
Speaking of the cult stuff, I went through a wormhole the other day about Jim Jones. Like, it's some things I didn't know. Like, Jim Jones, originally from the not the rapper, but the cult leader. He originally, if he didn't do that cult, he'll be considered he'll probably be in the history books for like helping interracial couples, being one of the first interracial couples to legally get married. It's crazy. Like, just one thing could switch up somebody's whole trajectory.
And it's not going to be the entire church necessarily, but the hardcores, the people who really ride with this David Taylor individual, they're going to be the ones calling, trying to get as much money out of people as possible, putting themselves in positions where they are getting abused by this individual.
Staff members working in 4 different states, 2 sites here in Florida. The sermons aired on the Word Network, which is one of the largest religious channels aimed at Black churchgoers. And just if you're interested, the money was spent on cars, boats, ATVs.
I remember
a lot of luxury goods there.
And I'm sure,
man, just a terrible, terrible individual. And another aspect of it is going after people who don't have a lot. Black and brown communities, they are really heavy into religion. So they're more likely to be taken advantage of. They think if I pray enough, if I do.
It's just crazy. He had a Ferrari hat on doing a conference call. That's just crazy.
Do enough, maybe my chances or my fortunes in life will be reversed. That I finally find my way. And scammers, fraudsters, religion is the best tool to take advantage of people. But let's get into a lot of this situation here because it is absolutely insane. So like you saw from the video is Tampa, 2025, the FBI raids this $10 million mansion in a gated community. And they find this man, David E. Taylor, Jesus' best friend, self-proclaimed apostle, and the head of the Church of God Global Church, formerly known as Joshua Media Ministries International. But they didn't just take him. They hit ministry sites across 5 states, arresting Taylor and his top deputy, Michelle Brannon, on the charges of forced labor, money laundering, and human trafficking. Yes,
human trafficking.
He's basically like Diddy. The feds said that Taylor built a spiritual empire on manipulation and free labor and pulling in nearly $50 million since 2014, not to build churches or maybe build a school like that other guy, but to bankroll luxury estates, personal chefs, private jets, and custom-made stage sets for his miracle crusades. He was walking around like he was a ball player, like he was some kind of rapper, just having tons of money. So this goofball pitches himself as a spiritual heavyweight, claiming face-to-face chats with Jesus, divine healings, and pretending that he was some kind of prophet.
God is showing me right now, there's one woman, even sitting in Taylor, you have like $75,000 in your account. And you can give half.
Dreams that always conveniently pointed toward.
This man basically said, hey, how the hell you know how much money she got? And why you asking for that much money as a pastor? We know the answer. That's rhetorical.
More donations. Close the doors. Close the doors. His followers believe.
I gotta do it again.
Close the doors for me for a quick moment.
And then I gotta do. He showed Dr. Umar, so I gotta do this one.
You feel me? Hold on. Yeah. Nah, I got this. I got this.
All right. It's just right. I have to do that one.
That he was a conduit to God. Some gave up their jobs, their homes, and their families to serve his so-called mission. But prosecutors say that this mission looked more like slavery. Inside these call centers, volunteers worked up to 18 hours a day soliciting donations, not for hurricane relief or Bibles for prisoners, but for ministry expansion, which somehow translated into designer wardrobes, private chefs, and properties with weird names to dodge taxes. And the people making those calls, they weren't getting paid. Many lived in ministry housing, slept on floors, and ate only when allowed. Some were even forced to fast as punishment for not hitting donation targets. Slave labor. And it wasn't just financial exploitation. Taylor used spiritual threats to keep his followers in line. According to former members, disobedience wasn't just insubordination, it was a rebellion against God. This is where it gets truly sickening that he used religion, he used God to manipulate and break these people down. Taylor would say things like, speak against the apostle and sickness will come upon you. That's not just manipulation, that's spiritual blackmail. This is a very evil man.
I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying I haven't made mistakes, but I ain't made no money mistakes. I can tell you that. The only mistake my dad think I've made with money, he said, David, you do not take enough for yourself.
So how did he pull this off without getting stopped sooner? Even after that deposition 10 years ago, he clearly looked like he was manipulating and deceiving people. I guess everything just looked churchy enough to continue to pass. Taylor didn't call his workers employees. He called them armor bearers. It sounds biblical, but in reality, they were just unpaid laborers answering phones and running errands. Former insiders say that they were micromanaged down to when they could sleep or speak. One ex-member described being told when to shower, what to wear, even when to cut ties with family. Taylor allegedly pushed people to a—
That's definition. That's cult behavior 101. If any church is actively telling you to disassociate yourself away from family and loved ones, that's a cult, hands down. Now, there's specific cases where, a pastor might say that. Like, let's say if there's been some type of abuse, that go without saying, or there's some type of stuff like that. We won't have to. You don't have to put a caveat on that. But like, if you just say, hey, I'm going to church and everything, they say, associate from your family. That's a little weird. That's a little weird. Why would you want me to disassociate? Questions should be asked.
Abandoned spouses who weren't fully on board with him. And obviously, when someone pushed back, Taylor had the whole bag of cult tricks and cult tactics: public humiliation, sleep deprivation, social isolation, and fear tactics dressed up in scripture. According to text messages shown in court, Taylor instructed staff to punish underperformers with food deprivation. Take away the food, he texts. We must make them fast and pray. That is disgusting levels of manipulation. Some workers were told that they had to raise $500 a day in donations.
Another thing, when you fasting, that's a person's individual journey, spiritual journey. When you're doing a fast, it's not meant to be forced from somebody outside of where you praying at. I mean, that's how I was taught. Now I know. I mean, because think about it. Like, nobody told Jesus to go do the whole fast 40 days, 40 night thing. Well, we shouldn't do 40 days, 40 nights. But like, you know, the way he went to go fast. He went to go do it on his own to get, you know. I'm sorry. I'm halfway asleep, man. I'm talking. I'm probably sound like I'm mumbling right now. But yeah, like a lot of the fasting in the Bible, it was like God commanded me to go fast, go meditate, go do something, get yourself out of that position, out of where you at, so you get close to the Lord and everything. You don't force somebody to be like, hey, you need to fast.
Nations, or else. If they didn't, they would be publicly shamed or threatened with divine punishment. One woman said that she was warned she'll get cancer if she ever left or spoke out. That's how fear becomes doctrine. Taylor turned fear into faith and obedience into worship. And the irony of all of this, the same people told to skip meals were watching Taylor eat gourmet meals, gourmet dinners prepared by his personal chef. The same folks that were giving up sleep were cleaning luxury cars that they would never ride in. He lived like royalty while his flock lived like bums, all under the banner of holiness. This sounds like Jonestown too, with better branding, and I guess hopefully no one died in this situation, but I don't know how else I can compare this. And like I said, this wasn't exactly in the shadows. 10 years ago, a deposition leaked and it's on YouTube where Taylor explained with a straight face that he spent $30,000 on clothes in 1 year because he sweats through his suits. He admitted owning a $2.8 million mansion, driving the luxury cars, all while watchdogs were giving his organization an F in transparency and the IRS was revoking its nonprofit status. But Taylor didn't stop there. His team once claimed that they had a $10 million donation from an NFL player to buy an entire shopping mall. The player denied it, the project collapsed, and Taylor sued everyone in sight. St. Louis County. Meanwhile, unpaid contractors sued him for millions for a massive stage project his ministry commissioned but never paid for. That trial in 2023, they lost again. But the money was just the surface. A former gospel singer says that Taylor seduced her with lavish gifts, fur coats, even a Jaguar, and then turned around threatening her when she tried to leave. She says he warned her that she'll get cancer if she spoke out. His ex-wife accused him of infidelity and abuse. Other ex-members said that they were told to abandon their family, surrender their paychecks, and serve around the clock or face internal damnation. One group of men said that they were forced to drive women to Taylor for private meetings, then give them plan B afterwards. Think about this. This was extreme levels of exploitation. This man deserves to be in prison. The DOJ's 2025 indictment describes Taylor's ministry as a nationwide forced labor cult. That's exactly what it sounds like. These people need to go to jail. They need to never come out, and all their property should be sold and given back to the victims. Now he's facing multiple accounts, each carrying up to 20 years. Now, his defense team said this is spiritual warfare, but I doubt the jury's going to buy it. They're going to be reading those text messages, hearing survivor stories, and seeing those financial scripts. So David E. Taylor, he's a piece of crap. A symptom of what happens when faith meets unchecked power. He promised intimacy with God and delivered intimidation. He sold solid.
Yeah, that's just crazy, man. I think if nobody want to come up, man, I think I'm going to end it early, man. I'm dozing off over here. So y'all like, share, and subscribe, comment on if y'all talking on the replay, man. And I'm gone.